During World War II, France endured a brutal Nazi occupation that changed the lives of millions. Amid the chaos, a dark chapter unfolded, a chapter filled with heartbreak, humiliation, and societal anger. In this video, we explore the shocking punishments inflicted upon French women accused of being romantically or intimately involved with German soldiers. When Germany occupied France, life became fraught with danger and moral complexities. French women who were seen as having relationships with the enemy were accused of horizontal collaboration. To their communities, these women had committed the ultimate betrayal, consorting with the occupiers who oppressed their country. This perceived treachery ignited deep resentment and outrage among the French populace. To understand why some French women formed relationships with German soldiers, we must first consider the dynamics of the occupation. Many German soldiers viewed French women as exotic and alluring, a stark contrast to the ideals of German womanhood. Paris, in particular, was romanticized by the Germans as a city of passion and beauty, leading soldiers to frequent its brothels and pursue local women. Some relationships were born out of genuine affection, while others were more transactional or coerced. For some women, the connections offered safety, access to scarce resources, or protection in a time of great uncertainty. Still, to many French citizens, any relationship with the enemy, no matter the reasons, was an unforgivable act. After France was liberated, anger toward the collaborators reached a boiling point. One of the most shocking and widespread forms of retribution was the ugly Carnival. Women accused of consorting with Germans were dragged into public spaces like town squares, where they were subjected to humiliation and abuse. One common punishment was the shaving of their heads. In many cultures, a woman's hair is a symbol of her identity and femininity. Stripping her of this was a way to mark her as a traitor and strip her of her dignity. Eyewitness accounts describe women being paraded through the streets, their shorn heads on display, as crowds jeered, spat, and even attacked them. In some cases, the punishments escalated. Women were beaten, physically assaulted, and even killed by enraged mobs. The treatment they endured was often brutal and left them emotionally and physically scarred for life. One witness recalled a group of women being marched through a town. The crowd, initially confused, mistook the women for prisoners captured by a female soldier. Some people congratulated them, while others slapped and spat on them. Another witness described seeing a truck filled with women, their heads shaved, faces streaked with tears, and spirits crushed. As they passed, the crowd hurled insults, mocking their perceived betrayal. The consequences of these punishments extended far beyond the immediate humiliation. Many women were ostracized from their communities, losing their jobs, homes, and families. They were labeled as outcasts and struggled to rebuild their lives. The stigma they faced often followed them for years, leaving a lasting impact on their mental health and social standing. While some women willingly entered relationships with German soldiers, others did so out of fear, coercion, or desperation. In a time of war, power dynamics were heavily skewed. German soldiers held authority over the occupied populations, and some women may have seen compliance as their only means of survival. It's also important to consider the chaotic moral landscape of wartime. In a world turned upside down by violence and scarcity, decisions were rarely black and white. Yet, the nuance of these situations was often ignored in the fervor of post-war vengeance. One heartbreaking consequence of these relationships was the children born from them. Many of these children were stigmatized, growing up in a society that viewed their parentage as shameful. They faced discrimination and bore the weight of their mother's alleged betrayal. When Allied forces liberated France, they were often horrified by the public punishments they witnessed. The head shaving, parades, and violence seemed barbaric, even to soldiers who had endured the brutality of war. Some allies recognized that France's long history without occupation had made the country's reaction to collaboration particularly severe. However, they also acknowledged the deep scars left by the years of Nazi oppression. The punishments inflicted upon French women during and after World War II serve as a sobering reminder of the human cost of war. These events highlight the ways in which fear, anger, and societal judgment can spiral into acts of cruelty and injustice. As we reflect on this dark chapter, it's essential to approach it with empathy and a deeper understanding of the complex realities of war. What may seem like betrayal to some may have been a means of survival to others. By examining history with compassion, we can ensure that its lessons are never forgotten. Thank you for joining us in exploring this powerful and emotional story. If you found this video insightful, please give it a like, share it with others, and subscribe for more deep dives into history. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so feel free to leave a comment below. Until next time, take care.